These are summer makeup must-haves for over 40s. These are products that don't just look good. They actually work with your skin, with age, heat, humidity, everything that's going on this summer that we don't want. So we love the heat, we like summer, but we don't want all the extras that come with it. And we also want our makeup to stay put. And it isn't exactly easy when you have aging skin. So that's what we're gonna go through today. These are products that hold up in the heat, blur instead of settle into those lines, and give that fresh but pull together glow. The first one is the Dior Forever Foundation. Now you can go for the glow or the matte version. I've actually got the matte version on right now. And even though it is a matte version, I personally don't feel like it's overly matte. I do feel like your natural oils come out anyway through the day, and it does stop it from looking so powdery. If you have combination skin or normal skin or even oily skin, I think this is going to be a great foundation for you. And I know we're talking about being over 40, which generally tends to mean your skin is a little bit drier, but you do have some people who do have that slight more kind of oily finish to their skin. So I'm just trying to cater to everyone. Now the reason it's great for summer is that it's long wearing, it's transfer resistant, and it also has skincare benefits. It is packed with so many ingredients in this foundation. This is actually one of the first skincare infused foundations that I ever used, and I was absolutely blown away by it. If you have been watching my channel for quite a while, then you will know that I have actually been using this for so long. There was a period in time that I was using this literally every day. Now the only reason I don't use it every day now is purely because I have got other foundations that I'm kind of like trying out, and I'm always testing different stuff. But I do still use this, but just not on a daily basis because I'm trying to review things for you guys too. If I use this foundation, it's usually when I know I've got a whole day ahead of me and I know I'm going to be hot and humid and probably sweating, and I want it to last really well. I am in my mid-40s and this foundation works absolutely amazing on me. It actually has floral extracts in here which help with radiance and also hydration, so it really does help to keep your skin hydrated through the day. And that's why I especially love the matte version, because even though it is a matte foundation, it doesn't dry out my skin. I don't get that horrible cakey finish with this foundation. It looks absolutely amazing, and I do feel like my skin doesn't feel tight with it. It gives your skin more of a soft matte finish. That's the best way that I can describe this type of finish, this foundation for you. It doesn't feel heavy or chalky on the skin. It's exactly what you want this summer. It's really good for when you want those kind of, you know, like the polished look without it being overdone. It's great for like if you are going for drinks outside somewhere, like if you are worried about what your skin is going to look out in the heat and you're going to be standing outside, this is a game changer for you. It's going to be your best friend for your skin, because you are going to know that this little baby here is going to have your back. That's the best way I can describe it. It smooths onto your skin. It's just looks so good on your skin, and if you've primed well underneath before any foundation, it's always going to make your foundation like perform better anyway. I would personally recommend applying this with a damp sponge, or you could actually use a brush, but what I would recommend is spray the brush with a hydrating spray, maybe something like the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush setting spray, and then buff into the foundation on the back of your hand and then apply it. That's actually how I've applied it today. I applied my foundation, I would say a good couple of hours ago, and it still looks like it looks good. I personally think anyway. Moving on, we have the Laura Mercier Pure Canvas Blurring Primer. This will instantly blur your skin and your pores, your imperfections for the most blurred, smooth, I mean, I don't know what to say. This is actually a really good primer. I feel like this is one of the best that I've used in a very long time. I am always reaching for this primer because it is actually so good. So it will smooth your skin, it will genuinely blur the pores, and it just gives your skin a soft focus effect before you've even applied your foundation. It's great if you have textured skin. It's perfect for those fine lines or wrinkles. It's not one of those primers that goes all like bitty and like starts pilling. It stays put. It's actually a slightly fluid primer. So even though it's blurring and it's great for open or enlarged pores, it's not actually one of those pasty primers, so it's really good for mature skin or like anyone in their 40s. It's not like a drying primer, and it doesn't stay overly matte on your skin. It's probably one of the best primers for skin that needs balance. You know, you want that blurring effect, you want to be able to like minimize the pores, the appearance of pores, and like kind of blur the texture, but you also want your skin to stay hydrated. This is the one for you. If you want to avoid that midday slippage on your skin when it comes to your foundation, I would apply this. I actually think a really good way to apply this is just to apply it on the areas that you feel that you need to. You can apply it all over if you want to. It works perfectly fine that way. But if you feel that you want it in specific areas, you can just kind of pinpoint your application. Next up is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder. I mean, I think that you guys know this was, like, you knew this was going to be on the list. This is such a good powder for anyone in their 40s or over. The reason it's perfect for summer is because it's a compact that you can keep in your bag, obviously. It's travel friendly, easy to use. It's great for under eye creasing or touch-ups throughout the day. It gives you instant polish without looking cakey and softens fine lines and wrinkles immediately. It gives you that like soft focus blurred effect immediately when you apply this. Now, I would not apply this with a puff or a sponge. I would actually apply this with a brush. I would use something like the Real Techniques setting brush. Keep that in your bag, and honestly, it's an amazing duo. I think those two together are like chef's kiss. It's really going to work well. If you ever feel during the day that you've got a little bit of shine, or you feel like maybe your concealer or foundation is settling into your lines because it's so hot or humid, then this is a really good way to kind of touch up. Now, a little trick for you, I would suggest keeping a tissue in your bag and actually using the tissue to blot in the areas that you've got creasing. So for example, if you have creasing around the smile line, I would stretch that bit and then use your tissue to blot to take out that excess product, and then go in with this powder and press it on. Not a lot, you only need a small amount. Next up is the Laura Mercier Ultra Blur Setting Powder. This has to be one of my favorite powders. I absolutely love it for anyone in their 40s and over, especially during summer. I am all about the blur. If you can get that blurring effect from products without having to pile on a whole load of makeup and look cakey, I think you're onto a winner. And this is one of them. This powder sets your makeup without settling into fine lines or wrinkles. It's super finely milled, it's lightweight, and actually ends up softening the look of your skin. I would personally use a powder puff to press into it and then get it onto the palm of your hand to take the excess off, so you've nicely kind of like got the powder all over the powder puff without there being a whole load on there, and then you press it onto the areas after your foundation and concealer is done where you tend to get that shine come through, or maybe the lines, like everything starts settling into the lines. Put it in those areas, like press it on in those areas and then dust it off with a brush, and that is going to be a game changer for you, because not only does this powder blur your imperfections and fine lines, but it's also going to help to just keep everything locked in on your skin. I also think if you're okay with carrying a loose powder around with you, I think it's a really good option to keep in your bag. Like the pressed powder that I mentioned earlier is great too, but if you prefer to stick to the same powder you've used to actually set your makeup, then if you can do that, then I would do that too. Next is the Dior Backstage Blush Sticks. These are new and these are absolutely amazing because I feel like you're gonna get some amazing color, and plus I would always recommend a cream or liquid blush to anyone in their 40s and above, anyone who's dealing with aging skin, especially during summer, because even though it is quite hot and humid and you automatically think you need to go towards powder, I do feel like it's all about your technique and how you actually apply things. Cream blush is honestly going to be your best friend after your 40s. These literally glide on like silk. They blend seamlessly into the skin. They give you that flushed, real skin look without like fading very quickly, because sometimes I feel like with some cream blushes they fade very quickly. This is a very good quality blush stick that's going to last you forever, by the way. It's like you've got a decent amount in here, and it's so easy to apply. I would personally recommend using the Hourglass 15 brush with it and basically applying the brush onto the stick and then going onto your skin rather than actually drawing on your skin. I would highly recommend the other way around, just because I feel like drawing it directly onto the skin after you've applied your foundation, before your powder by the way, is gonna end up kind of moving everything underneath all over. Then that way when you're using a brush, I feel like you're really buffing it onto the skin and you have more control over where you're applying it. You really end up kind of like letting it melt into the skin. It's also hydrating, so it's really going to be good for your skin, and you can always go over with powder anyway if you want to keep it matte, but I also do think that the creams are always going to be better, as I said, because it is hydrating as well for your skin. The Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer. You knew I was going to bring this one up. It's an icon for a reason. It's absolutely amazing. It is anyone's best friend who's in their 40s and above because it's a really good natural coverage foundation. I personally feel like this is like as good as any foundation. I don't even class this as a tinted moisturizer because the opaque finish that it gives and the texture is absolutely, it's dreamy because it's not overly fluid. When you apply it on the back of your hand, it's not going to drip. It's this cream that just stays put, it just doesn't move. And then when you buff it into your skin with a brush, it looks absolutely amazing. It's a great coverage. I would say this is a natural everyday coverage you're gonna get with this, but you can build it up if you want to. And personally, paired with a really good concealer, it gives you the most amazing base. I use this a lot, and honestly, no one would be able to tell that I'm wearing tinted moisturizer. I'm not saying it looks heavy at all, because it really doesn't, but it actually lets your skin look like the best version of itself. It's hydrating, obviously, and it's an extra perk that it has SPF in there, exactly what you need in this summer. I would highly recommend this. You kind of get that dewy but not greasy glow with this, and you can obviously set it with powder if you do want to kind of keep it a bit more matte. It comes in a tube, so it's really easy to travel with too. Trust me, you're gonna love this. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, you are gonna love it. I promise you, if you get this and you get the right color, you're gonna absolutely love it. The Urban Decay Slick Day Brow Wax. This is absolutely amazing for summer. I use this every single day. This little magic potion is like this clear gel wax that basically you put onto your hair, put onto your brows, just really scrub it in, and then you get a spoolie, or you can use the actual brush from the wand and just brush them up and then press them, and you get the most amazing brows. And they last forever. Like, they don't last forever, they last all day. Like, you're not gonna get them dropping, they stay put. This is the only brow wax that I have ever used that doesn't give you any white crust on your eyebrows. It doesn't turn this weird color. It stays completely transparent, and it actually keeps your brow hairs in place all day, no matter what heat you're in. I am in some serious heat here. Like, it is really hot. We have a heat wave every other day in the summer, honestly, and it stays put. It's so good. Like, heat and sweat equals your brows disappearing. I've been there, trust me, especially if you decide to have a pool day or something like that. Like, if you're sitting out in the sun and you decide you are, well, I don't know, if you're at an event or something like that, like you're out and about, it can play havoc with your brows. I have been there when my brows have just been sweating, and then next thing I look in the mirror and it's just like half my product's off and it looks awful. This is absolutely amazing. It does stay put. It adds definition, it doesn't go crispy, and your brows are gonna last all day. The One Size Until Dawn setting spray. This stuff is literally like insurance for your makeup in the summer heat. It's so good. It's the only spray, setting spray, and I say that because I feel like all these brands call their sprays setting sprays, but I don't feel that like they are setting sprays. I feel like they're hydrating mists, if that like makes sense. Like, I just don't feel like they actually set your makeup. I do feel that the On Size setting spray actually does set your makeup as a second setting layer other than your powder. I would always recommend using powder to set your makeup, but some of you might have even more excessively dry skin and you can't use powder. And if that is the case, then I would use the One Size setting spray as your kind of product that sets your makeup, basically. This like ultra fine mist will keep your makeup locked in place through heat, humidity, everything. You literally just want to like lightly mist it all over your face and you're good to go. The Dual Show Over Volume Mascara. Now, this is gonna curl your lashes. It's gonna make you look like you have lash extensions on, and they're gonna stay put. The one thing that I have noticed about this mascara, which is actually what I've got on now, so there you go, I don't have false lashes on, guys. Like, how amazing do my lashes look? Purely because of that mascara. This mascara will curl them, give your lashes extra volume, but it won't go flat throughout the day in the heat. And I've tested it, trust me, I've been out and about all day, like, and it doesn't change the way your lashes looked after you first applied it. It doesn't smudge, doesn't transfer, it's heat proof, it's sweat proof, it's perfectly ideal if you don't want to deal with panda eyes. Like, if you don't want running mascara, you don't want flaky mascara, then this is the one for you. Always curl your lashes beforehand anyway, but this is a great option for the summer heat. I just think that it's something which as you get older, your lashes, well, they're not as full and voluminous as they were. Do you know what I mean? Like, I have to use a lash serum to keep my lashes long and thick, but this really does help as well. So if you're not using a lash serum, I would highly recommend this mascara because it's really going to help with fine lashes, and it's really going to help to add that extra volume that you need and keep it in place all day in the heat. The Rare Beauty Lip Souffle. My personal favorite is Brave. It isn't what I've got on right now, but it's this beautiful coral shade. And what I love about the Rare Beauty Lip Souffle, especially in the summer, is it lasts throughout the entire day. It feels like a tint because it doesn't actually feel like you're wearing anything. And that's what I love about wearing this in the summer, because in the summer, it's hot already. It's already humid. It's already like sweaty. And I don't want to feel like I've got a whole load of makeup on, especially on my lips. So this is a great option because it is very thin. It doesn't feel like I'm wearing anything. It's not like, there's not like a whole load of product on my lips. It requires a very small amount and everything stays put as well all day. It's like a tint, it literally stays in place. And it's such a nice transparent color as well. You can choose many different colors, but I personally, like I said, I really like the shade Brave. It doesn't dry out your lips, it's hydrating, but it does give you that semi-matte finish. So that's what another thing I love. It's not greasy, it's not oily, it's not like, it doesn't look too shiny. It literally doesn't feel like you're wearing anything, but it has this whipped texture to it, which just feels like velvet on the lips. I would really appreciate if you give this video a like and subscribe to the channel and hit the bell button, because those 3 little things actually make a huge difference to my channel, and I would really appreciate it. So those are all of the products that I wanted to go through with you. They are products that I feel like you're gonna really love. They work so well for the summer heat. Sometimes like it's unbearable, the heat, but sometimes I have to go outside for certain things, you know, for events, or if I have to pop out quickly. And it can, even just going from your house to the car can make a difference to your makeup. So I understand how important it is to get the products that really do work. And I genuinely have tested these products and tried them out. There are products that have failed me, and if they fail me, then I don't mention them, I don't talk about them. I only talk about the products that I genuinely have tried and love, and I feel like they are worth you actually spending your money on. If there's anything I ever try and I don't know what it's like, I'll always tell you that this is the first time I'm using it, and you'll see me mention that in videos. But I just want to keep it honest and transparent with you guys. If there are any other specific videos you want to see, let me know in the comments. I may not always get the chance to reply because we get way too many comments on them, which I absolutely feel so grateful about. But I do have another channel as well that I do, which is I do beauty reviews on, so you might want to head on over there and check that out. So that's all about kind of like reviewing makeup, you know. It's not so much educational beauty, it's more kind of just letting you know which products I think are good and testing them out for certain things. But I would really love if you head on to my newsletter as well, which is the Beauty Breakfast Club. It's where I write articles about beauty. I think you're going to love it. It's free to subscribe, but if you opt for the paid version, which literally just costs you less than getting a coffee a month, that will give you access to the entire site, plus we get a room where we chat, so I'll get to meet you and say hi. And yeah, it'll be really nice to see you over there. Other than that, guys, I'm going to see you on the next video.